Good morning from Ian and Iona. We are on our parkrun tours and travels yet again, and where have we come to today, Iona? Wilmslow. Not going to deal it, it's a Wilmslow.
I don't know.
Which is near Quarry Bank Mill. We're doing National Trust and Parkrun Tourism combo today. We've been promised a trail today, which is a sort of out and back two-lapper, bit like a pan with some uphill bits at either end, which you're going to have to do twice because it's an out and backer twice. Does that make sense to you, Iona? And apparently there's going to be some mud as well. So you might get a bit muddy. So, let's go find the starter parkrun and see what we've got in store. What are you busy doing?
Outdoor gym, even though it says 14 plus, but no thank you.
You reckon you're old enough, do you?
Yeah.
Giving your legs a good warm up before parkrun. Good point at this parkrun, the cafe is already open before the parkrun even starts. If you want a brew before you start your parkrun, and the volunteers especially bottled a nice hot brew today, you can get one.
So we do one hill at the far end, one hill here, and then guess what? We do it all again. And then we come back in here and we'll be funneled off to the side, which is where we scan our barcodes in. Otherwise, enjoy it, have fun, and thanks for coming.
Welcome the 5K Your Way group. You can see that flag. Sam Bagnall is celebrating a 100th run today from Drip to Tail. 3, 2, 1, go!
So we are off on Wilmslow parkrun. Chilly start, but Iona has taken off her jumper and a coat, which must be to go for a fast one today. Is that right, Iona?
No.
No. But lovely country park to run in. Let's see how we go. Thank you, Marshall. Thank you. Well, while this parkrun is mostly pretty good underfoot, it's a tarmac path, every now and then the water and the mud has come across the path, making for some extra fun and some perhaps slightly wet feet at times. The fast runners are already on their way back of the first lap, and this is one of those parkruns where we don't keep left, you keep right. So remember, if you come to Wilmslow parkrun, it's keeping right here, not keep left. Just to confuse you every so often. Are you confused, Iona?
I am discombobulated. Not climb on the scooter.
It's properly out and back now, all the runners running back towards us. That's one of the things I love about an out and back course, is you get to see everybody who's out enjoying parkrun this morning. Thank you, Marshall.
You're welcome.
Well, they promised an uphill in the briefing at the end of the sort of out section, and we sure enough come to the hill at the end of the out section. The cone is in sight for our turnaround, and then we go back down the hill.
See you in 10 minutes. Go on there.
We are going to be landing at a downhill station, so please beware for turbulence. It is physics when it's at...
Thank you, Marshall.
Let's sweetie!
What are you going for? So there might be a bit of mud on the path, but make sure you don't stray off the path just there, because there's deep mud warnings. You might just be ankle deep in mud, you might be waist deep in mud, who knows? But I'm not going to risk it. I don't fancy having mud all up my legs today. The fastest runner has just come past us, lapped us on his way to the finish on the second lap, being chased down by another chap just now. So we're out towards the end of our first lap, and we have to go up the other end of the pan, which is up again, another little sneaky hill, before we turn around and do the whole thing again. Cool, the speed the fast ones come down this hill. They're sprinting for that finish. And fly down. Thank you, Marshall. What's lovely about this course is you're running alongside the river for the majority of the course. So, beautiful trees, lovely river. You can see the ducks bobbing around, getting their early morning feed. And lots of runners with the out and back course. Great fun. Well done. Do you want a sweet? Worm. Off you go then. You're being a worm. You're going to get eaten by the bird then. Here comes Ewan.
You'll soon be back.
Off you go then, Iona. Well, we've completed the end of the pan for the second time. Just got to do the pan again at the other end. Oh, I like these cute little hills at either end on this course. But I'm absolutely loving the country park. You know I love my trees. There's some beautiful trees here. Running through them, under them, by them. All twisted shapes created by the wind. Fabulous. So Iona and I have decided this course is slightly cruel. We can see the finish up ahead, but we know we've got to kick her first. We've got to turn right and go up that hill again first. But at least you get a fantastic downhill sprint accelerator into the finish. How was that? Was that a tough finish? You've got stitched for the finish. Take some deep breaths. Do we need a finish line sweetie? 2 finish line sweeties. You think Ewan will want one as well? How was your run, Ewan?
Good.
You've no idea what time you did because you forgot your watch. Quick bit of post-parkrun playground faff.
Yay.
How does this playground rate?
3.
3. Why only a 3? Is it?
It's good for this and like the swings, but like it's a bit young for the rest of it.
It's a bit.
And that thing's fine.
And you enjoyed the gym beforehand, didn't
Yes.
you?
Gets a 5.
That gets a 5.
Even though, a 4.9. No, 4.8.
4.8.
Because nothing is perfect, and also it's apparently a 14 plus. Like no, I'm old enough, thank you.
Right. Shall we go get some breakfast?
Not yet.
Not yet. Soon. Okay.
I'm hungry.
I'm ready. We're just on our way now to find Nourish, the cafe that they recommend on the parkrun page, and just a short walk from the start finish of parkrun. Nourish is obviously very popular. It was full, so we're on the hunt for a different cafe here. We have just enjoyed breakfast at Konak Cafe because the one we were going to, Nourish, wasn't any seats left when we got there, was there? So, how do you rate breakfast today?
4.9.
4.9. What do you lose 0.1 for? Just because you've now decided nothing can be perfect. I would definitely rate it. It was a great tasty breakfast, and you enjoyed going back to traditional beans on toast, didn't you? It was just slightly pricey, so yeah, full breakfast $12.95, just a bit more, but I did share it with Ewan, so it wasn't too bad.
I do know what could make the beans on toast a bit better.
What's that?
Cheese on it as well.
Cheese on the beans. Nice.
And also butter on all of the bread, because for some reason it was only on the middle, not on these 2 sides bit.
How strange.
Hey?
Right, shall we head back to the car?
Yeah.
Off we go then. So we are now combining our parkrun tourism with our National Trust tourism. This is our year of Parkrun National Trust tourism, something or other. So we have come today to a venue that I've been really keen to visit. This is top of my list of places to come to once we got our National Trust membership. Last time I came here, I was younger than Iona, and I did a school project on coming here. It wasn't a school trip, I came here with my parents. It is Styal Mill, one of the places that's the start of our industrial revolution, making cotton still a working mill to this day. I loved it when I was a kid. I'm hoping you and Iona enjoy it as much as I did back then.
My dear Mr. Gregg, it is with great sadness that after 55 years of employment with your...
We have started by visiting the manager's office, which has only recently opened here at Styal Mill, and hearing the story about the guy who retired just after the Second World War because of the decline of the industry here towards the end of this time as a working mill. But lovely little bits and little things you see which give a glimpse of the past of when this used to be an active working mill. This room is where the quality control was done, testing the cotton to make sure it was the suitable quality to go out to customers. Just exploring an exhibition before we go into the main part of the mill that tells the story of why this mill came into being, and the chap who created it all came over from Belfast originally, where he grew up with 13 of them, and then came here to live with relations, and this is where he then chose to found his mill, obviously by the river, for a source of energy. In the background you can see the way that we used to create cotton sheets before we had the mechanised machines that we're going to see in the rest of the factory here. It's the old hand looms, hand spinning that you'd have found in people's houses, because in those days everybody had those in their houses. Then it would be collected up and brought together and then sold. So a bit of a change from the relatively slow production we've just been learning. It took 8 hours to create enough cotton to make just 30 centimetres of fabric on the hand loom. Wow.
Then it's shorter fibres that it doesn't want, and then the aerobiation, and that's what we call shodding.
We are just exploring the cotton processing room first of all. This is where you get from your raw cotton into the fine cotton that you would be finishing with, ready to weave with. Incredible really just how much quicker and faster it is up here compared to the manual process we saw when we first came in that people would have done in their homes. But it's noisy. When the machines are running just one, it's loud to us. They would have had no ear defenders and would be working up here for hours at a time with all the machines going. No wonder they all suffered from hearing loss. One of the things that they keep reminding you about in the exhibitions is just how tough the life was for the workers here, particularly if you're a woman or child with very low wages. Only the low-skilled jobs were open to you, and pretty grim working conditions. Do you fancy working in the mill? Are you glad you go to school rather than doing that? So does school suddenly seem like quite a good option? Mm-hmm. You don't fancy it then? You don't fancy being an apprentice at Styal Mill?
No.
We're now in the weaving shed, where they actually turn all that cotton we've seen spun into the actual cloth that we can then use to make clothes, tea towels, whatever else it might be. And you can see the actual belt drives and the sort of drive that would have come from the water wheel or the steam power for the whole mill as well when it was originally operating. Fascinating to see. This machine behind me does the equivalent of 560 spinning wheels. You see how just the Industrial Revolution transformed the way we produce things. In this room also, on the other side of the room from where they actually spin it, is the carding, where there are 2 carders here. So they do one lot of carding, then it's remade into a mat with a machine called a doubler, and then it's carded again to make sure it's super all in line, all fine, ready to be spun on the other side. All mechanised, what we saw upstairs having to be done by hand with 2 carders that the children would have done in the home in years gone by. We've come down now to the basement of the mill to find the engine that drives it all. Originally a water wheel, and a massive water wheel it is too, that drove the various belt and pulley drives throughout the factory that powered all the machinery. However, eventually this was replaced with steam, because the problem with water, it was a bit inconsistent, and actually you got the best power from it at the time when the light was poorest in the factory. So steam engines were introduced, and the massive chimney that we now see would have been having steam and smoke pouring out of it as the people worked hard inside the factory. Nowadays it's run by electricity, really smooth, clean power to power all the equipment. So we are actually in the chimney from the steam engine, and we can look straight up at the sky high above us.
We can see the firebox. Shovel the coal, shovel it in. Shovel the coal, shovel it in. Quick, Iona, keep it going.
Just now we have come into the house next door to the mill, which is where the family who built the mill lived. Originally they lived in Manchester. The wife didn't like living in Manchester, Hannah, and she was quite insistent that she moved to the countryside. This beautiful family home right next to the mill as well for him to keep an eye on his workforce. So beautiful house, and just having a little explore of what it was like. We have just left Quarry Bank Mill, had a fun time exploring the heart of the Industrial Revolution, the early days of the Industrial Revolution, changing from the homespun cotton into the factory bought cotton. Have you enjoyed your day?
Yeah.
Have you learnt a lot?
Yeah.
What's been the best bits?
Probably the bits where they actually show them doing it.
Yeah, you got to see lots of real life examples, didn't you? So it's been another fun day of a little adventure. We've enjoyed our parkrun, we've enjoyed time here. If you've enjoyed our National Trust adventures, then do check out the National Trust adventure where we went previously. I'll pop the link there. But otherwise, make sure you subscribe. What do they need to do?
Like as well.
And we will see you on another little adventure soon. Bye!